Hi everyone, my name is Renee. I work at the Abington Community Library, and I am excited to be back with you today and sharing about some of my current reads. Today, I want to share with you three books that I've read recently and enjoyed. These books are from my personal collection, and maybe like me during this time, you have been able to go through your bookshelves and find some books that you've always wanted to read and never gotten around to it. So while our library doors are physically closed, we are still open online 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can access our online books on our Libby app. It's a free app that you can download from your app store. And all you need is your library card number, and you can download free ebooks and audiobooks. So while our physical doors are closed, we are definitely still open online. Usually, I share book recommendations that you were able to access in Libby, and today I just wanted to share some that were from my personal book collection. So, the first book that I'm sharing today is entitled The Plateau by Maggie Paxson, and this is a nonfiction book. And in it, Paxson explores why a very tiny village in Nazi held France was so welcoming to Jewish children fleeing for their lives during World War II. She looks back to their past and finds that this area had a tradition of welcoming refugees to their town. And then, as an anthropologist, she dives deeper into the stories that the village has to tell. And there is a personal connection in the book too, so that gives it a little bit of like a memoir-y feel as well. I found this book to be incredibly moving, very informative, and really, really hard to put down. So that is The Plateau by Maggie Paxson. I also really love the cover. I think it's beautifully designed. The next book that I'm sharing is How Much of These Hills is Gold by C. Pam Zong. And I spoke about this a little bit on Instagram a few weeks ago. So if you saw me chat about it there, I hope that you'll forgive this crossover. But I love it so much that I wanted to bring it to Facebook as well. And this book is incredibly riveting. It is fiction and it focuses on two siblings, Sam and Lucy, and the two are in charge of burying their father who has just passed away. This is happening during the gold rush era in America. This is not a time that I am usually familiar with or would really gravitate towards in a book, and so I really have loved how the author has just drawn me in and made me want to read every single thing now about this era in American history. The siblings are young, they're just 12 and 11, and they have a lot stacked against them. They are now orphans after the passing of their father, and they are children of Chinese laborers, so they are always labeled as other and always targeted for looking different, sounding different, being different. The novel is ultimately about finding a place to call home, and it digs into what home and family really is. There's just so much to love about the novel, the structure of it, the mix of English and Chinese throughout the book, and just the incredible characters that Zong makes you fall in love with instantly. So, this book, I've been telling everyone about it. I really, really love it. It's not like a book that I have read before, in that it just feels very fresh and just it riveting and invigorating. So I really love How Much of These Hills is Gold. And then the last book that I'm sharing with you today is entitled A Study in Charlotte, and it's by Brittany Cavallaro. And this is a retelling of Sherlock Holmes, but the genders are switched. So Charlotte Holmes and Jamie Watson are two prep school teens who meet and they begin to solve a crime together. But it's so much more than that, on the surface of just two teens that are solving a murder together. It is a sharp and witty take on the old Sherlock Holmes tales. It is funny and smart, and at points even loving and tender. It really kept me engaged throughout the entire novel, and it made me fall in love with mysteries all over again. So I really am loving A Study in Charlotte as well. And so those are the books that I've been reading and rereading recently. This is actually a reread for me. I read it early last year, so it felt nice and familiar to come back to it, and was just really enjoyable right now. I hope that you will, again, just share what you are reading, what you are watching, what you're listening to. I would love to know some of those recommendations. And I hope that you'll be kind to yourself and kind to others today. Thanks for watching.